So in today's episode, I'm going to be taking you through 14 business, life, and identity reflections since turning 40. So you may or may not have listened to the previous 3 episodes, but I just wanted to do 3 or 4 episodes that really honestly shared with you lessons, self-reflections around food, training, mindset, and of course today's business, life, and identity. As 40, I don't know what it is with that number, and maybe you might relate to this if you've turned 40 yourself. You really do evaluate, where am I at? What's life all about? Where do I want to go? Well, for me anyway, it really did make me reflect. And in today's episode, I want to keep it as tight as I possibly can, because I know I could elaborate for probably hours even on each individual thing. I just thought there's a strong chance if you listen to this, that business / career is quite important to you. Life, clearly, is quite important to you. And your identity, how you see yourself, how you believe others see you, is quite important to you. And I know how I've had massive challenges in all these areas: business, life, identity, and of course I've had some great wins. So I just wanted to share, for what it's worth, just my key takeaways, lessons, reflections, etc. in these given areas. I'm going to just read them out, might add a little bit of context to certain ones, but hopefully they'll add some value. So business, I've just got 3. As I said, I've had my own business now for around 15 years. Yeah, 15 years. And I think the mistake, like a lot of business owners make, I certainly did, was thinking I could do everything myself, which is absolute nonsense. I genuinely think that thinking I could do everything myself cost me growth the first 9 years of being a business owner. When I say cost me, I think it cost me growth with income, cost me impact, because I wasn't able to delegate or lose control. By doing everything myself, of course I can't help more people. And by default, if you can't help more people and you're not generating more income, that's going to affect your freedom. And even if I would have been hitting the numbers that I wanted to, if you're doing everything yourself, which I was, there's no way you can live with freedom, because you've got that many different caps on. And I'm not trying to portray I've got my shit totally figured out as a share this podcast episode now, but I'm in a lot stronger position than what I was 15 years ago. But a big lesson for that for me was, and maybe for yourself, if you struggle with let go of control, delegate. That brings me on to number 2. Knowing who I am and who I need has grown my business faster than knowing what to do. It's okay knowing what to do, but if you can't identify, like I couldn't for many years, who can do what you know needs to be done, then there's always going to be a sticky spot in business. So knowing who I am and who I need is and will continue to be the main thing I focus on when it comes to building a better business, continually trying to optimize our service, our results, our mission, our vision, etc. I think a lot of people struggle with that. You have to be really, really honest. What am I good at? What am I not good at? What do I love doing? What do I not love doing? And who is better than me at doing that thing in relation to the mission, the vision, the target, the results, etc. Third one in business, a poor money mindset held me back for years. So you may or may not know, I originate from a council estate in Coventry, proud of that. Mother and father taught me strong family values, their resilience, their perseverance. Ironically, perseverance is my number 1 brand value. It comes from my parents. You don't renegotiate goals, you don't quit, especially when you know in your heart something really matters. So that's all cool. But when you come up from a council estate and you're not used to investing in yourself, truly valuing yourself, especially when it comes from a business standpoint, it's going to hold you back. And I know it did for me for years. Even investing in things like mentorship, I delayed that longer than what I should have. Even with my price points with my service, I openly admit I'm not a budget program. I shouldn't be. Not when anyone trusting coming to Built to Last is buying into years and years of experience, not just from me, but the collective experience and the excellence of my team. You know, we have a guaranteed result, but I've paid my dues to create the skill sets, create the education, to create the roadmap, to create the outcome. But I know for years that I really, really struggled to ask for money or ask for the investment that I felt my services and results deserved. Same as investing in mentors. I've invested absolutely thousands in mentors, in traveling all around the world to master my craft. I still do now. I've got mentors now. I have one-on-one coaches now for certain things. I've spent absolutely thousands, but it was my poor money mindset held me back for years. So one thing that's really helped me when I look at investing in myself now is a really simple sort of framework is, you know, if I don't do this, what will it cost me in a year's time? Then on the flip side, by doing this, by investing in this, who will this help me become? What skill sets can I acquire? And how will this help me move forward in relation to my targets and ultimately the person I'm trying to become? But poor money mindset really held me back for years. You have to value yourself. People buy into that value, that confidence, okay? You have to trust yourself. A lot of people I see, even in relation to how investing into health and fitness, they don't value it. Yet they would happily spend money on cars, watches, clothes, iPhones, fancy hotels, but they feel like shit. The problem is these things, these experiences won't make you happy if you're not happy with yourself. So if you are someone who has been, and this isn't me trying to pitch or investing in me, you know, if you're a great fit, we're brilliant. If not, if you have been sat on the fence with investing in your health and fitness, whether it's me or for anyone else, but you've put money in the way of that, but then you look at where else you're distributing your finances. Not tell you how to spend here, but I'm just saying if you're not happy with how you look, how you feel, and you are spending money on thousands of pounds worth of stuff and things and labels that you don't need, and trying to, you know, close the gap on that happiness, that confidence that you don't have, that you want to have. You know, invest in yourself. There's no more greater investment than investing in yourself, because you become more valuable, you become more confident, and often by default, you know, you'll attract more wealth yourself. Okay, but I know a poor money mindset held me back for years. Then life, I just brain dumped some here. Working harder on my relationship with myself has improved my relationship with others. Working harder on my relationship with myself has improved my relationship with others. When I didn't do that as much, you rely on someone else to make you happy. The problem with that, and I had this in previous relationship, your mood, your happiness is dictated by that person. If that person isn't happy or isn't telling you what you want to hear, you are going to be controlled by how they feel. So by working harder on myself, on my own personal relationship with myself, I've got more to give to all of my relationships, whether it's my personal relationship, whether it's my relationship with my clients, relationship with my team. By working harder on myself, I've got more to give, because you can't give what you don't have, right? Working harder on yourself, you know, you live with, as I've said on previous episodes, more emotional freedom as well, more confidence. Life, another one, a strong personal relationship. What I mean by that is my relationship with Gabby has been absolutely crucial to my personal and professional growth. Absolutely crucial. I believe one of the most important life decisions is who is going to be my partner, your girlfriend, your wife, however you like to look at that. It's one of the most important decisions. Why? Because you spend more time with that person often, or you communicate and confide with that person more than anyone else. that person will influence mood, energy, focus. And I'm not living in fairy tale land. Do me and Gabby have moments and challenges with both strong characters? Absolutely. You know, we've done a podcast together, you know, that you can check out and you can see that, very transparent, wear a heart on a sleeve, you know, but we always move forward. We're strong characters. We tell each other the truth. We encourage each other to grow. It's healthy challenge, healthy conflict. But we know how to cut each other some slack. Life's very serious. I'm very intense, as you probably guessed even from this episode, right? But your personal relationship is so important. Is that person helping you become the person you want to be? Live with more frequent positive uplifting emotions? Or is that person holding you back? Do they encourage you or do they hold you back? It's so important. Complacency has always cost me. Always cost me. It's why I'm absolutely ruthless with the standards inside Built to Last. Complacency costs more people the health they want, the body they want, the body shape, the body weight they want, more than anything else. People hit a goal, think they've made it. Unfortunately, you can't delegate someone moving your legs, lifting weights, making you go to bed on time, eat certain foods. Complacency has always cost me, not necessarily with body, because I've never really been off it. But if I think of times when my football career didn't go so well, I had bad periods on the pitch, got complacent. Example, when I signed a professional contract with Coventry at the age of 13, where I knew I was going to be a pro at 17, I know there was a part of me that took the edge off my drive, my desire. Because I knew in my heart, really, I'd have to get my comfort zone if I signed for United, right? But complacency cost me, because then other players catch you up. And would that have happened if I'd have kept that hunger and not been complacent? Same in business. Whenever I've thought I've made it, I get bit in the arse, and you get a challenge, you get a problem, okay? You can't be complacent. And I know every time I've been complacent, it's cost me. The fourth and final one on just life, really, really simple. Life feels better around growth mindset. Sorry, life feels better around growth-minded, uplifting people. In your life, you're going to have energy chargers and you're going to have energy drainers. And I've been on this earth long enough to realize that I simply feel better around growth-minded people. And I don't feel good when I'm around people who moan. So I'm absolutely ruthless with who I spend time with, who I take on as a client, who is in my team, who I listen to, because they're going to dictate my ambition, they're going to dictate my focus, they're going to dictate or play a part in how I feel. Now, you have to take responsibility for how you feel, but what's going to require less bandwidth and consciousness of how you feel is being guarded with who you spend time with. Are you surrounding yourself with energy chargers, people who encourage you, uplift you, make you better? Or are you around people who are energy drainers? That literally every single time you're in the company of that person, who absorb their content perhaps, you just think, this person drains my fucking energy. We've all got these people. Identity. It's everything. The key to lasting change. Identity is nothing but a bunch of beliefs about who you are and how other people, or how you believe other people perceive you to be. It's what makes you unique, because no one else can be you. So the more you are in tune with your identity, who you are, who you're becoming, the happier you're going to be. First one. Some will be to do with body, some will be to do with just identity in general. Believing I could create a world-class body was the first step to creating one. I genuinely believe there are millions and millions and millions and millions of people on this earth who don't have the body they want, don't have the health they want, because they don't believe they deserve it. They might have the skill, they might know how to train, they might know what to eat, they might even have a powerful environment, but they don't believe they're good enough. And for me, really believing in my heart that I could have a great body, or one that would make me happy, was the key to then implementing the habits that created that body. But the belief you have or don't have will dictate the body you do or don't have. So Don't let limiting beliefs get in the way of your dream body. I guarantee you've overcome limiting beliefs in other areas of your life, in business, at some point in your life hierarchy. What did you do? What did you say to yourself? How did you overcome it? Do the same with your body. Do the same with your health. You've done it in one area, you can do it in this area. Number 2, this is something, again, I struggled with for years. Accepting I will never be 100% happy with my body. Let myself breathe with keeping one. Accepting I will never be 100% happy with my body. Let myself breathe with keeping one. I've been in shape all these years. I've done so many shoots, men's health, men's fitness, covers, expos, all these different things. Right? And I know a lot of people invest in me, probably try to work towards a body I have. Wondering, what do I do? What do I do differently? So much of it is how I mentally look after myself. Because the reality is with your body, even when you hit a goal, the likelihood is you're still going to nitpick in some area. And some people look at that as a negative. It's not. When I say I'm never 100% happy, I'm content, I'm happy, but what prevents complacency is never being 100% happy. It keeps me sharp. It stops me from thinking I've made it, and it stops me from being off it, which so many people do. They hit a goal, I've made it, then fall backwards. So be happy when you hit a goal, then ask yourself, what could I have done better? Trust me, it will keep you moving forward and keep you on it. Number 3, knowing why I need to be healthy and in shape is more important than knowing how I stay in shape. You'll never implement the how if you aren't crystal clear on the why. Right? I know exactly why I need to be in shape, healthy, strong. I know who needs me at my best. I know what needs me at my best, what needs me healthy, strong, vibrant, confident. That takes care of the how. A lot of people know how, or perceive to know how to train. They know how much food they should eat, how much sleep they should have, but they don't follow through because they aren't crystal clear on the why. If you think to business, why, we've had many, many clients, they will go the extra mile in business, right? They will implement, even when they don't want to, they know why they're doing it. So if you're not where you want to be with your physique, with your health, get clear on the why. It's the main thing when anyone comes on my ship inside Built to Last. When someone says, I want a great body, I want to be in great shape, I want to drop 20 pounds, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why? Why do you want this? Because if you can't articulate that, you'll always struggle. But if you can articulate that and you know in your heart why you want to change, taking care of the how is easy, or you're far more likely to implement the how. Number 4, for me, it's really important to look good. It's more important to control the habits that help me look good. So I'm going to repeat that. It's important to look good. It's important to look good. It's more important to control the habits that help me look good. Millions of people say they want to look good, but their habits contradict that. So for me, I'm really aware of how I want to look, how I want to present myself, but I'm even more diligent with the habits that are going to create how I want to look, because it's the habits that are going to take you there. If you think about, I want to look good, that's an outcome. I want to master the habits that are going to help me look good. That's the process. Same in business, right? So many people, they've got financial targets. People have smashed business. It was never the outcome that was the thing that got you there. It was the habits. It's showing up day to day. Number 5. And this ties in a little bit with the why. Well, I suppose it does, but it's just a different way of looking at it. So let's just see what resonates for you. Creating personal, emotional, and professional consequences with not being in shape keeps me consistent. So I am fully aware of the negative impact on my life, professionally, emotionally, personally, if I'm not in shape. I know how it holds my business back. I know how it holds me back emotionally, how I want to feel, and I know how it negatively impacts me in my personal life, in my personal relationships. You have to be aware of pain to consistently follow through and be someone who's consistently on it. On the flip side, you need to be aware of pain, but you need to be aware of the pleasure. Pain will get you motivated. Pleasure will make things stick. So for me, this one is big. Stacking up the emotional value being in great shape brings to my life keeps me consistent. Am I motivated every day to train? Absolutely not. Do I really want to eat vegetables and healthy food as consistently as I do? Absolutely not. But I'm fully aware of the emotional value of these behaviors and the consistency of following through what that brings. I know I'm going to be a happier person, a better businessman, a better partner, and a better influence on team, and a better influence on my Built to Last community and anyone I coach. And even on this podcast, what brings a certainty, conviction, and confidence that I bring to this podcast and on my social media platforms is the awareness of the emotional value that I'm trying to bring to you guys. That's what keeps me on it. It stops me from telling lies to myself and cutting corners. Lastly, and again, I'm going to be very, very biased about this, and the importance of my Built to Last community and the importance of people and peer group. And this is not just with body and six-pack and all that stuff. For me, a healthy, high-performing network of winners has fast-tracked my life more than anything else in sport, business, and body. A healthy, high-performing network of winners has fast-tracked my life more than anything else in sport, business, and body. Whenever I've been in a team, a football team, full of more winners, I've grown, I've stepped up, I've been better, I've been more consistent, I've hit my potential more. Same in business. Whenever I've been in peer groups where people are trying to grow their business, become a better leader, better influence, my business has grown. I've become a better businessman. Same with body and health. Whenever I've been in gyms or in a community where people are healthier, stronger, fitter, they play to win, it brings out that competitive side. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I genuinely think that there is not enough emphasis in the current climate of the need for competition. People need to learn to win. They need to learn to lose. That's where you develop character. All this taking part nonsense. Yes, of course, in some circumstances, taking part, you say it's for charity and things like that. But if you can attribute like trying to win, aiming for a goal, aiming for a target, testing yourself against other people or with other people, trust me, you'll grow. So for me, surrounding myself with as many winners as possible has grown my life and grown me as a person faster than absolutely anything else. Environment and peer group are absolutely everything. They just naturally make your job of following through and what you should be doing a lot smoother, makes you a more consistent person. Simply put, you'll step up more and you'll get out your comfort zone. And for me, as I said at an event the other week at EMC, growth is a spiritual need. It's not a belief, it's not a value, it's a spiritual need. If you stop growing, then at some point you'll experience negative emotions. You'll get sloppy, which will filtrate often into relationships and things like that. So surround yourself with as many winners as possible. And I would say that is one of the biggest takeaways from today's episode. If you focus on nothing else, surround yourself with winners and watch how much more you'll achieve, watch how much more you'll become, and watch how much easier, especially when it comes to health, fitness, and body, you will stay in shape year round. Thank you so much for listening. Please follow if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.